It's an Eastern Conference battle here at the Air Canada Centre in downtown Toronto as the Raptors look to work their home court advantage. 2K Sports brings you Friday night NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. On the sideline tonight, Doris Burke. Now a chance to check out our starting lineups. And breaking down the game, let's take a look here at Amir Johnson.
Well, he's a shot blocker, Kevin, because of his great timing and explosive lift. Amir Johnson has a lot of talent as a big man, particularly at the defensive end of the floor.
And the offensive end, he's relentless in pursuit as well. He's always trying to muscle his way toward the rim, to tip in his shot. And the Wizards head back to Washington after today's contest. Send outs forming early for these guys. They've gone 0-4 to start the season. They need a win, fellas.
Well, right now for the Wizards, the thing with them is they haven't really established an identity for themselves as a team. They never have seemed to come up with a plan and stick to it for very long. They've been all over the place in terms of their identity.
And I put that on the coaching staff more than anyone else, Clark. A coherent strategy has to be in place, or it's impossible to climb up the standings.
Now Wall, following the miss by Kyle Lowry from deep. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
For most of the start of the Wizards' 2012-13 campaign, the question was, when is John Wall going to return? Well, the answer ended when he came back in January and he quickly made his presence felt on that team.
And what a huge difference for the Wizards record-wise once John Wall returned last season, Clark. The record 5-28 with him out, and then with him playing 24-25.
Yeah, that's the first record on pace for 12 wins. That would have been the worst in the league by far. The second record is on pace for 40 wins, which in the East would have put them in the mix for the 7th spot. So a huge difference there.
And stolen by Kyle Lowry. Left side Lowry. And so just over a minute and a half played. Offensive rebound. Johnson. Here's Hansbrough. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot. Hansbrough's got his first basket of the night. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
I was able to speak with Dwayne Casey for a moment. We went over the matchups in tonight's game, and when we came to Nene, he told me, now there's a player. You just don't find big men with that kind of body who's that light on his feet. I don't know if it's his soccer background, but the way he moves, it's awfully tough to stay between him and the iron. Guys, that's the goal, but we'll see if they're able to make it happen. Back to you.
Thanks, Doris.
Well, Nene had always been up in the mid-50s when it came to field goal percentage, but last season it just didn't happen. He still put up the same amount of shots, but his efficiency went way down compared to past seasons.
Now here's Wall, following the miss by DeRozan. Dean, he's covered by Gay, and Beal kicks to Wall. Clock at 6. Leads him in there. Washington needs to get a shot off here. He had a nice open look right there. And going back to Nene last season, the second worst field goal percentage of his career.
Fortunately, he did improve in other areas. Best season ever in terms of assists and free throw shooting.
Now here's Hansbrough, averaging 13 points a contest. And it's Lowry penetrating. He dishes it to Johnson. Tries yet again. Rejected by Nene. And he gets it back. The Raptors shooting their first free throws of this game.
Well, you look at the number, 79% as a team on the season. That's very impressive.
One of the things they've done, guys, is taken pride in their free throw shooting this season, and rightfully so. The Raptors have been in the rebuilding process for a while now, and even though they still didn't crack the postseason, they were able to do something they haven't done in several years, win more than they lose here in Toronto.
Now Wall. He's coming off a 22-point game against the Cavaliers in Cleveland. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Wall's got 6. And it might seem like such a small accomplishment, but going back to what you said, Clark, about the Raptors, but they are a young team, and it takes small steps like that to climb up the standings, Steve, this year to year.
Yeah, no question. I mean, unless you have a once-in-a-lifetime or at least once-in-a-generation type player in the draft, you have to do it with smaller steps, and that's what the Raptors are trying to do.
That's good.
The defense playing way too soft there, guys. He's just getting right to the rim.
So for the Wizards, their last game a loss to Cleveland.
And one of the factors in that game was they just couldn't get to the foul line and get enough points from the free throw line to make a difference.
And it gave those opposing fans a boost every time another foul shot clanked off the rim. They were letting them hear about that. Well, it was an ugly start to the season for the Wizards. Tried to revamp by trading for a host of veterans, but out of the gate, times were tough as they lost their first 12. Eventually got things turned around and were more dangerous when John Wall got healthy.
The difference for the Wizards after Wall came back, as you said, Clark, was just day and night. They were so much more energized and seemed to relish the role of playing the spoiler for a lot of teams, Steve, down the stretch.
Yeah, they looked like a playoff team by the end of the year, and that's the challenge this season as we watch this club play it out. I mean, can they stay healthy? Can they continue that hot run that they had at the end of last year? And can that carry over into this one?
DeRozan's shot is good. Last outing for Toronto, they won that game against the 76ers in Philadelphia.
And they did just what you have to do as a road team, guys. They never allowed any momentum to build up against them. It seemed like every time they took a punch, they had a counter.
You'll like this, Steve. Reverse spurtability, we call that. They had any defensive lapses, they immediately made up for it with some instant offense.
Kept alive.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
The drive by Lowry. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. Kevin Seraphin is checked in for Nene. DeRozan dishes to Lowry. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Lowry's got himself on the board with 3 there.
That was some skill there. Nice use of the bounce pass.
Outside, Wall. He feeds it to Beal. 5 on the clock. Just his first attempt. Good! Beal's got his first bucket of the night.
4 or 5 shots have dropped for them already. Not a bad way to get things started.
Here's Gay. Outside for Lowry. DeMar DeRozan on the wing. Back to Lowry. The feed now to DeRozan. And that basket is going to count. Goaltending, the official call. Okafor against Johnson. Okafor, the pass to D. Picked by Okafor. Pass to Wall. D. And that comes off the assist by John Wall. Wall's got 3 assists in the game. So on the floor for Washington. Wall and Beal together in the backcourt. Trevor Ariza out there with D. And it's Okafor in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Here's Gay outside. And again, Toronto with the triple.
Well, it looks like he's finally found his footing in this game. His first quarter was a real struggle, but he's gotten it going now.
Pass to D. Okafor with a screen on Hansbrough. Ariza outside. Feeds it to Okafor. Back to Ariza. 6 on the shot clock. Kept alive by Washington. Here's Okafor. Goes up again, and the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play.
And I'll say this about him, Kevin. I mean, it looks like he's made of rubber sometimes because defenders just bounce off him when he's driving the lane. What a finisher.
And also, Steve, I think he's really smart with the basketball. Very smart. If you're playing with him, your only job is to get open because when you do, and if you do, he'll put it on the platter for you. Room service style.
Scooped up. It's blocked. D is guarded by Johnson. It's good. This game is all even. And that's now 6 points for D. Lowry kicks to DeRozan. Defended by Beal. Puts it up from 15. And it's DeRozan missing.
You just assume he's going to knock those down when he's as open as he was there.
No good from D.
Yeah, no excuses there. Got a really good look at the basket after being freed up by the pick.
We say it all the time. The execution was excellent. The result not as good, but good ball movement anyway.
Now here is Lowry. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against Philadelphia.
And he did some nice work on the boards too, Kevin. That was definitely a factor in that game as well. And you'd see Dwayne Casey on the sidelines for Toronto. You know, he was the architect of the defense in Dallas when they won the championship back in 2011. So much deserved job for him here in Toronto. And I think he'll have plenty of success.
They get it back. Okafor. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening, Steve.
Oh, it's off the charts. It really is. And defensively, I mean, they have to start shutting down some of those lanes to the hoop.
And that defense in Dallas that Dwayne Casey developed as an assistant. Liberal use of zone defenses, Steve, and it was pretty impressive.
Yeah, and it was great for the personnel that the Mavs had, but it was a very innovative zone, kind of a hybrid zone, like a switching man-to-man type thing, it's like a college matchup zone that you see. And I think we're going to see more and more teams, Kevin, playing zones as the NBA continues to evolve. More and more teams playing smaller, running more, playing shooters all over the floor. So zones do make sense, and Coach Casey really is at the forefront of that trend.
You know, it appeared to be another season where the Raptors would be near the bottom of the league, but while the terms rock bottom and embarrassing floated around, they made some moves and were able to go on a run to climb towards the middle of the pack.
Trevor Ariza's checked in for Washington. Well, we all know the trade for Rudy Gay, the major move coming last season for the Raptors. They were able to get a look at the playoff scenario at times. And, you know, Steve, it looked like they were much more competitive down the stretch.
Yeah, this is a team that has struggled the last few years, but I think that spark near the end of the regular season gives them hope. And now it's time to start that climb, get back into the playoffs, and continue to build and become an excellent NBA franchise, because they have the potential to do so.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Yes, gentlemen, D in their last game against the Cavaliers played really well. He finished 21 points, but also came away with 5 big rebounds. The outing for him was certainly one that he would be happy to repeat.
Thank you, Doris. He was the player they leaned on that night, Steve, and he didn't disappoint them.
No, he didn't. In fact, he did everything they asked of him and more. And I think he really enjoys being that go-to guy for them.
Yeah, I think he relishes that because he knows he's capable of doing it. He's had some performances that have fortified his confidence in that role. So he's in a good place right now.
Lowry for 3. Gets it to go. Lowry's got 5 points now in the quarter. And a breakdown here, guys, the hustle stats for Toronto.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
That's right, Clark. And the other thing we've seen is great work on the offensive glass. We're seeing second chance points for this club.
That was an outstanding pick that gave him the room to bury the jump shot. Underrated, but not undervalued.
The jury seems to still be out if John Wall can make the jump to being one of the elite point guards in the league. But he certainly feels that he'll get there. Last season, he said he deserves a max contract. Worked on that over the summer with the Wizards. Tell you what, he has a lot of talent, but just hasn't put it all together yet.
Ariza back the Wall, passes it to Rice. Wizards passing it around. Outside, Wall. Expanding his range. The shot is off. So the Raptors will take it the other way. And when you think of players commanding the max salary, those are your franchise guys. Clark, do you think Wall has put himself in that category yet?
I think he's been hampered by the injuries, Kevin, so you really can't make a fair assessment there. I think he has tremendous potential as a true point guard. Excellent physical gifts. And I think he wants to be a leader. The Wizards have been a team of disorganization and issues in the locker room over the last few years, so I think it's still a bit unfair and premature to judge Wall at this point.
And the dunk by Valanciunas. Guys back and forth this first half.
Well, 5 lead changes early on, guys, as we grapple back and forth.
This could be a back and forth game all the way, guys, the way it's being played. This is fun to watch.
Now here's Wall. He's got 11. Here's the screen. Gay against Ariza. And the foul called on Terrence Ross. .127 left in the second quarter. Now here is Augustine, defended by Maynard. Augustine off the pick from Johnson. Augustine dishes to Richardson. He kicks to Johnson. Nene on him. Johnson, good.
Boy, they are having their way in the paint right now. So many looks right at the rim.
Defensive rotations have been a step slow, and it's helped them get the ball in close time after time, Steve.
Maynard the pass to Beal. He passes to D from 18 feet away. No good off the front iron.
Well, if this game comes down to the rebounding battle, they'll be the ones coming out on top.
Yeah, they've been really strong in the paint, battling the glass.
And so it looks like the Raptors will retain possession here. Washington making some changes. Emeka Okafor is checked in for Ariza. And John Wall subbed in for Eric Maynard. Now here's Richardson. 5-point lead, the biggest of the game. Kicks the Wall. Nene setting the pick for Wall. Beal up top. Richardson cover. 6 to shoot. Okafor kicks to Beal. And again, Washington no good. And here's Augustine, averaging 6 points per contest. And there's Richardson. That's good on the assist from Landry Fields.
That's how to orchestrate for your teammate. Terrific pass.
And we've reached halftime in this one. Raptors.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
This is the halftime show. Let's break down all the first half act.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
The second half just about to get going here. An exceptional performance from John Wall.
Yeah, the magic touch with the ball. He just made great decisions, piling up the assists there in the first half, and really doing a nice job for his teammate.
You know, it isn't a very common occurrence, Steve. Typically, he's more likely to be on the receiving end of the pass, but so far, it's been the other way around here.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. So the Raptors 5 right now. Lowry and DeRozan, they're the backcourt. And their forwards, Rudy Gay and Amir Johnson. And it's Hansbrough in at the center, filling out the middle. Here's Lowry, rejected by Wall. Beal up top. The dish to Wall. The pass to Nene. Johnson on him. 11 feet away. Here's Okafor. Soft touch off the glass. Okafor's got 6 points.
And their solid play in the paint continues, guys.
Well, that's been the focus, Clark, as we've watched. I mean, they created one chance after another inside.
Shots good by Gay.
And you can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
And now let's take a look at a breakdown of this season's best rebounding point guards. Kyle Lowry, number 1. Third, John Wall. Wizards trail by 6. Pass to D. Back to Wall. Right side, Wall. Nails the 16-footer. 13 points in the game.
Their second half has started quite well. They've been good on 3 of their first 4 attempts.
Hansbrough, a screen on Wall. And DeRozan kicks to Lowry. Dishes to Hansbrough. Back to Lowry. Rudy Gay on the wing. Shot clock at 6. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Rudy Gay is clearly a player with star potential, guys. He's got size, skill, elite athleticism. He's in his 8th season now, and he's looking to put it all together and make his first All-Star team.
And for Rudy Gay, a scorer, a terrific rebounder. He can do it all.
I think for him, it's the little things that will put him over the top. Just better shot selection, you know, better focus defensively, but there's no doubt about it. He's one of the most talented players in the NBA, and that's why Toronto made the trade for him last year.
You know, one of the things you look at in winning basketball games in the NBA is getting to the free throw line. You always want to be able to do that. And Nene knows how to get there, but he's never really been able to make the most of it because he's not a good foul shooter.
Now here's Gay. 11 points in the game. Rebound by the Wizards. Okafor's got his 6th rebound on the night.
Even though he isn't having the best of games from the floor, it hasn't seemed to hurt him.
D passes to Wall. Gay comes over with a double team. Nene against Johnson. The shot by Nene. No good. And Clark, you mentioned the foul shooting for Nene for his career, right about 68% from the charity stripe, Steve. Nothing that, I mean, it's not horrible. It'd be great if he could improve on it.
Well, he did improve a little bit last year, got to 73%. So we'll see if he can continue that trend and become a more consistent shooter from the line.
Second shot opportunity, and it's good on the layup. Hansbrough's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
You know, Kevin, he never gives up on a play. That's what I love about him. He's one of those guys who will bring effort and energy the entire 48 minutes.
And every team needs a player like him, a guy who contributes each and every night by doing just the little things and doing them well, like getting on the floor for loose balls. Points in the paint for the Wizards, really a problem area last season. Even with their revamped front court, it was not easy for them to finish at the rim. Maybe a full year of having John Wall healthy will help that because he creates easy scoring opportunities.
Now here's DeRozan. He's got 10. With the lead pass, and that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession.
And with a quick break in the action, let's take a look at some of the stats for John Wall. 8th in assists, and he's been quite an offensive threat, averaging enough points to put him in the top 20 in scoring.
And, you know, looking again, Steve, at his place among the top 10 assist men, he's been providing a lot of room service dimes to his teammates, and I hope they appreciate it.
They grab their own miss. They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe.
Solid job by them on the glass here tonight. +8 in rebound.
Well, you have to rebound to win, and that's exactly what's happening right now.
As for the Wizards, as you said, Clark, they ended up being the 2nd worst team in the NBA when it came to points in the paint. But they just couldn't get much going from the bigs down low, Steve.
And some of that was the injury to John Wall early because he's the one who has to set the table for those guys. But look, this is a team that has made some improvements. They're gaining some momentum. They've got some good young talent. I think that area, the points in the paint, is going to improve as this season goes on.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Gentlemen, as you know, Kyle Lowry was a former late first-round pick. Over his career, he's had to battle for his minutes, but it seems he's solidified his starting role with the Raptors, saying, quote, "I think I've broken into that 2nd tier, and I'm trying to break into that 1st tier. I believe in myself. I believe in the work I put in every year. I'm not going to give myself a ceiling. Given opportunity, I will produce." And guys, he's shown he can score, pass, rebound, and defend. A lot to like.
Thanks, Doris.
Tremendous dedication to the game. It's great to remember just how far he's come. It's his 4th foul, and I'm sure he picked it up a little earlier than he would have liked.
You know, the Raptors really struggled against the rest of the conference last year, only going 22-30. And that certainly doesn't put any fear in the opponents. They're looking to improve on that this season.
Trevor Ariza's checked in for Washington. Well, back to the Raptors, I would expect them to end up with a better win total against the East this year, as they have seemed to, Steve, found a bit of their identity at the end of the season.
Well, they made some dramatic changes in the middle of the year, trading for Rudy Gay, and I think ultimately it might be for the best, you know, as they seem to play with more bite as the season wore on. They had more edge, a little more talent, so now they have to put it all together.
And the Wizards with possession, following the score by DeMar DeRozan.
Boy, the Wizards had a hard time getting wins against the rest of the conference, and it's a big part of why they never built any momentum up at any point of the season. When you can't find it in your ability to beat other teams in your conference, it's a long season for you.
Wizards making a switch here. Both free throws good from D. Well, back to the Wizards. 52 games this season are played in conference. And they struggled against the East, so it really did create a huge roadblock for them. Only 15 conference wins for them, and Steve, that was the second fewest in the East.
Yeah, and the East, as we know, last year was really weak, so that number is pretty alarming, especially when you consider how well Washington played down the stretch.
They've been the glass eaters today, guys. A ton of effort out of them down low.
And they've needed every one of those rebounds. I think that's what's put them in front here.
Now here is Lowry. He's got 14, and he lobs it up toward the rim, and the dunk by DeRozan.
And the lead just grows on that ridiculous offensive sequence.
You know, Clark, that dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Yeah, that just added more to it.
Yeah, what a beautiful connection on that play.
Here's Wall. He's got 17. Reeves it dishes to Wall. Washington gets it back.
Multiple possessions have been the story of the game, and even with the big lead, this team continues to be quicker to the ball.
You got to put bodies on the glass right there. They just are not getting it done on the boards.
Yeah, they've got to do a much better job of going harder than that to the glass.
Lowry kicks to Fields. He dishes it to DeRozan. Buries it down low. DeRozan's got 16.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Passes to D. Now Okafor inside. It's stolen by Valanciunas. Fields against Nene. And out of bounds as the Wizards gain possession. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. Take a look at the Wizards. They're sitting 8th right now in the early going. And, of course, Toronto, just a few spots below there.
When you look at Toronto, they've settled in about where we thought they would, guys, in the bottom of the standings. So no surprise, because we anticipated this team would have some struggles.
Yeah, struggling to make headway. Not exactly a feel-good story, that's for sure. Clark, let's talk about something else.
Clock at 4. Rice. His three-pointers off the mark.
Another rebound gobbled up. They are pounding the boards.
And a big part of the lead, guys, is because of the work they've done on the glass. I mean, they have the lead because they've rebounded well.
Richards in the pass to Ross. He feeds it to Augustine. He kicks it to Ross. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Wizards trail by 8. Okafor with the screen on Fields. D passes to Temple. Sinks the triple. Temple's got his first 3 points of the game.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They got to get more intense.
Augustine off the pick from Hansbrough. Richardson with a screen for Augustine. The feed to Ross. Raptors moving the ball around. The fadeaway, and the shot is good.
All the points these defenders are allowing inside is inexcusable. That's 5 baskets in a row, and they've all been practically lay-ins.
Yeah, they've got to harden and toughen up down there, guys.
Here's Temple. Ariza, a screen on Augustine. Here's Temple. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Give an assist there, not for the pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside that freed him up and made the layup possible.
Amir Johnson's checked in for Toronto. Now here is Augustine. Pass to Fields. From past the arc. It's rebounded by Rice. Wizards trail by 4.
Landry Fields, who last season signed a nice big 3-year contract with the Raptors, but suffered an elbow injury and missed more than a month, and really struggled with his shooting in his return. That's something that he brought to the table as a Knick, and the Raptors were counting on. They're hoping that he can bounce back and be the player he was 2 years ago.
Here's Augustine after the made shot from Temple. Feeds to Ross. He passes to Fields. Kicks it to Augustine. Offensive rebound. Hansbrough.
The defense keeps coming up short. Just no solution for Hansbrough. He has 9 rebounds and a steal.
And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Raptors.
Anytime you get as many points in the paint as they have, you know you've got a good thing going, and you just want to keep it going.
Well, it seems to me that they're taking a lot of pride in their rebounding tonight, especially at the offensive end, guys.
The pass to D. Fields covering. Here's D. That is good. D's got 8 points here in this quarter. And the silver lining when you talk about Fields shooting, that's never been the strength of his game.
No, he's more of a complimentary player, an excellent rebounder as a wing, smart defender, can guard multiple positions, just kind of knows how to play and knows how to contribute to a team.
Washington with the rebound. D's got 6 rebounds now in the game. This game against Toronto here, it's their first look at the Raptors.
Yeah, a very familiar opponent. They've played these guys an awful lot over the years, and this is the first of their 4 get-togethers this season.
For the tie, and it's good on the way in. And this game is tied up now.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
And Fields kicks to Augustine. The dish now to Ross. Pass to Augustine. He feeds it to Fields. Knocks it loose. Hit his leg. And the ref's whistling a kick ball. A lot of familiarity with these two teams. Steve just kind of touched on. Clark, do you think it really does impact the rest of their matchups later in the season?
Absolutely, Kevin. It sure does. I mean, because for the winners today, they now know what game plans brought them success. So they've got a blueprint for the next meeting. For the losers, it's back to the drawing board for adjustments.
It's stolen by Ariza.
Definitely a 2-for-1 situation here, guys.
Yeah, the wise move would be to find themselves a quick shot right away.
Stolen. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Beal, the pass to D. And the go-ahead bucket, no good. Toronto's gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. Lowry with the ball. Now Beal defending. Lowry kicks to Johnson. Dishes it to Gay. Backs in. Lowry passes to Augustine. 5 to shoot. Here's Hansbrough. And the shot falls short this time. It's all tied in Toronto. And we're coming right back.
Coming up this Saturday night, November 23rd, Carmelo Anthony and the New York Knicks take on John Wall and the Washington Wizards. It's an Eastern Conference duel.
All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. Fourth quarter on the court for the Wizards. Nene at the 4, Okafor at the 5. Wall and Beal together in the backcourt, and it's D in at the 3. Here's Gay, powered down with both hands.
And he's the type of player who, when he gets it going, is almost impossible to cool down. Coaches will call a timeout sometimes just to take away some of the momentum that he provides for that play.
And you know what? He's like a tank when he's coming down the lane. Lay into him as hard as you can. You're not going to be able to knock him off balance.
Wall passes to D. Misses from close range.
Boy, that was a tough one because if that goes down, you tie the score.
And you know they wanted to go down. They put together a nice run. They would have tied. He's putting on a commanding performance here. He's hit 2 3-pointers in each half now.
Wall passes to D. And that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
I don't know if he's tired or what, but he's finding it very difficult to score here in the fourth.
He dishes it to Lowry. Back to Rojon. And again, it's Toronto converting.
With a much bigger man guarding him, that's not an easy shot to get off. Never mind to knock down. Terrific basket.
Here's Wall. Passes it to D. He's covered by Gay. Outside, Wall. And stolen by Kyle Lowry. And he finishes the break with a lay-in. And it's a 7-point Raptor lead.
Boy, they are just destroying them in the paint.
You could say that again, Steve. The defenders just aren't aggressive enough down low.
Outside, Wall. Now the pass to D. Clock at 6. And so it looks like the Wizards will retain possession here. Look now at the Raptors' upcoming schedule. Their next game, playing at home, as the Nets come into town. And that's game 2 of this string of 4 games played at home.
Boy, that's a game you know the Heat would really like to take.
We're in the 4th quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. And boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is, and so they will award the basket there.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
Fans don't like that call one bit.
Well, the officials got an earful as a result.
Lowry with the ball. He's picked up by Wall. The drive by Lowry. Kicks it out to Gay. Off target with his 3. Wizards trail by 5. And just about 3 minutes through the 4th quarter here. Pass to D. He's covered by Gay. Back to Wall. They set the pick. Left side, Wall. Here's D. And not sure what he was thinking there.
He's not exactly striping them from deep. He had 1 3-ball in the first half. Still bageled in the second. Well, you know what, guys? DeMar DeRozan said he watched a lot of tape of Dwayne Wade working on the low block, learning to pass out of double teams and attack weaker defenders. That's definitely an area he can exploit in his own game.
And Toronto making a change here. Fields checked in. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Thank you, guys. I got a chance to hear what Randy Whitman was saying to the team. He actually lit into them pretty heavily, saying, we're being way too soft on the inside. I'd better start to see some toughness and more shots being challenged. No more easy baskets. Pretty strong words, guys.
And for DeRozan, not a great playmaker, but he has made strides in that area.
Yeah, last season he significantly improved his assist-to-turnover ratio, and that's exactly what you want to see out of your shooting guards because even though they're not playmakers as point guards, shooting guards are handling the ball too and making plays.
The kick out to Wall. Rejected by Fields. DeRozan with it. And it's out of bounds. The Wizards will take it the other way. Chance now to check out the Washington Wizards' upcoming schedule. Next up for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
I got to find something, you're right. D, Fields covering. Here's D, and the layup is good. D's got 4 points this quarter. Raptors leading by 5. And here's Lowry. He kicks it to DeRozan. Back to Lowry. Hansbrough setting the pick for Lowry. Gives him the lead pass. That's good. And the Raptors lead by 7.
He is pouring it on in the second half, guys. I mean, a much better showing than he had before the break.
Wall against Lowry. Wall attacking. The shot's good from D. D's got 14 points here in the second half.
Well, he certainly isn't the one to blame for them being in the hole. He's been on the money with his game.
To the middle, here's DeRozan. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry.
And he's made the most of his chances, hasn't he? He really needs to continue to work for those good looks.
Wall passes to D. Cannot hit. Some solid defense from Landry Fields. The Raptors have gone 6 of 8 from the field in the 4th so far. It's been a great start to this final quarter for them. Here's Hansbrough. It's rebounded by D. D's got 9 rebounds now tonight. Nene with the screen on Fields. The feed to Wall. Count the bucket. Wall's got 4 this quarter.
He's locked in right now, guys, hitting some big shots here in the fourth quarter.
Here's Lowry. Pass to DeRozan. Six on the shot clock. The leaner falls for it. That was a difficult shot. DeRozan's got 14 points now in the second half. Now here's Wall. D, Hansbrough defending. Nene, the screen. Back to Wall. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Wizards will retain possession. Just 2 to shoot. Okafor dishes to Wall. Offline with his 3. And the call will be against D. That'll be his second foul of the game. Raptors leading by 7. Lowry kicks to Fields. Feeds it to DeRozan. From the baseline. Offensive rebound. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on DeMar DeRozan. That's his first foul. So it's the Wizards now. Now Wall. He passes it to D. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Well, no team likes to have their first-round pick belong to another team. It gets worse when you're a lottery team yourself and you're trying to build your talent base up. But the Raptors' number 12 pick in this summer's draft went to one of the elite teams in Oklahoma City.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws. Well, Clark, as you said, the Thunder got the Raptors' first selection this last year. Only the way the Raptors would have been able to hang on to it was, Steve, if they jumped up to the top 3 in the lottery.
And as bad as it might seem for the Raptors to have not had a first, I mean, and it is bad, it was as good as any other time for them to not have a first-round pick because the draft wasn't deep, and the Raptors have a lot of young talent already and that they can make improvement with. Very clever passing. That was just beautifully done.
Raptors leading by 3. Outside Lowry. Kicks it to DeRozan. He feeds it to Hansbrough. Gets it to go. Hansbrough's got 4 points in the quarter.
This is a fantastic performance in this half. He didn't play as well in the first, but you just know with this guy, he's always ready to turn it around.
Ball gets a screen from Nene. Beal from long range. The rebound by Fields.
They've clearly been the better team on the glass, but it hasn't necessarily translated to the scoreboard yet.
But you feel like it's going to reward this team at some point. They've got to continue to maintain the energy.
Losing 12 straight to start the season for the Wizards, just ominous, and through 20 games, the worst start in franchise history. But once they got back to health, they showed they could compete with anybody.
Rudy Gay's checked in from Amir Johnson. Beal the pass to Wall. Now the dish to Beal. 6 to shoot. Passes it to Nene. Okafor sets the pick for Nene. Rebound by the Raptors. When you start out like the Wizards did last year, it's easy to get down on yourself and give up on the season. But you know what, Steve? They showed a lot of fight and never bowed their heads.
Got to give a lot of credit to Randy Whitman for keeping the ship afloat after that tough start. And I like the fact that they added some veteran guys a season ago that I think added to the character of this team. But it's an interesting group, no doubt.
Here's Wall. Makes good on the step-back jumper. Wall's got 12 points in just the second half.
I like the way he's not forcing anything, taking advantage of what the defense has given him. He's been a key contributor for them in this quarter.
Lowry kicks to Gay. Nene on him. Takes a shot at the elbow. Again, Toronto.
Very well done. He is a confident, dynamic scorer.
Outside, Wall. There's the pick. Dishes it to Okafor. Use that pick to get in close.
Yeah, no mistakes on the offensive execution there.
1:46 left to play in the final quarter. Here's Lowry. Gay kicks to Fields. Here's DeRozan. And he drops in the layup off the glass. DeRozan's got 10 points in the quarter.
Look at the points in the paint, the inside game. It's been very one-sided here for a while now.
Well, the defense just hasn't been physical enough at the rim. I mean, 8 of their last 10 points have come from the paint.
Dean, no good with the triple.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
And the dunk by DeRozan.
I love the flow that they've been playing with offensively tonight. This is an impressive performance.
Well, and that lead they have just continues to grow and grow.
Wall dishes to Beal. Back to Wall. Nene with the screen on Lowry. Wall attacking. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way.
Now, severe lack of awareness on his part. He had no idea he was near the out-of-bounds line.
Amir Johnson's checked in for Landry Fields. Toronto's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. DeRozan passes to Lowry. 46 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Gay kicks to Lowry. 6 on the shot clock. And the shot is good. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back.
They didn't take their time wrapping this game up. They pretty much did it in a hurry.
Yeah, they had a nice spurt to polish this one off.
Shot from 6. Can't get it to go. And Toronto will come the other way. Fast break Toronto. DeRozan leading the charge. And the jam by Rudy Gay.
And the fans loving what's transpired here tonight. A really good victory for these guys.
Sure was. I mean, they did just what they needed to do to keep the visitors from getting any momentum going at all.
Nene, the screen. To end the run. The shot's good from T.
Well, he recognized the advantage size-wise, and he went right at the defender. That's how you do it.
And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. You know, Clark, every team has a bad night. These guys might want to watch the tape of this game the next time.
Coach singled you out tonight as having a great game in the loss. Does it help to know that your solid performance didn't go unnoticed even though the team couldn't pull out the win?
It's nice to hear that Coach thought I played well. It's a little bit of a silver lining, I guess, in what was otherwise a pretty frustrating loss. Coach has been doing this kind of thing for a while, though. He knows when it's the right time to praise somebody or get on them for something. And I guess he thought in this case a little positive feedback was warranted. So, yeah, I appreciate the comment. I just hope next time it can come after a win. Hey, man, I just wanted to sit down and talk for a minute. You know, this losing thing has really been tough for all of us, and I know you have to think long-term as well, but if there's any way we could get some immediate help, we could really use it, man. Really.
Well, it's tough, you know. To get something, you've got to give something up. So I'll keep working the phones and see what's out there. But in the meantime, just keep at it and always ask yourself, what can you do to make this team better?
No doubt. All right, well, thank you. And good talk, man. I'll see you later.
But right now, we've got to stay focused on the task at hand, and that's getting the win against the Knicks. Let's go out there and get it done.
Hey, y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? This crowd is buzzing right now. Tonight, those cats won't even be able to hear themselves think. Let's do it.
Welcome, folks. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for the latest presentation of our NBA basketball. Along with Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. Now a chance to check out our starting lineups. And one of the players we'll be seeing in this one, Carmelo Anthony.
Well, there's a reason he's one of the top scorers in the league. Melo is so versatile offensively. He gets in that triple threat position, and then it's a kind of a pick-your-poison dilemma for the defender.
Well, he's got a honey-sweet stroke as a jump shooter. He's equally dangerous putting it on the ground or attacking the teeth of the D or going over top of a good defender. We've seen it all the way back at Syracuse. This guy has gotten better with time, and he's one of the elite scorers we've seen in the league in a while.
Battle in the Eastern Conference, this DC crowd hoping to watch their Wizards come out on top. This their first look at this year's New York squad. They could only manage a single win in 4 tries against these guys last year.
Yeah, here we go. The first in what will be a 3-game season series between these two this year.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. And because of the odd number of games between them guys, the one thing we know is that one of these teams will have bragging rights over the other at the end of the season.
Exactly, Kevin, and that makes tonight's game, I think, a little more interesting and intriguing. I mean, whoever wins this one will have a big advantage going into the next 2.
That drops. Smith's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
You know, his ability is matched only by his energy, guys. I mean, he's usually in the middle of everything for his team.
Backing down is Nene. Passes it to D. Covered by Anthony. Ball's knocked loose. Wall passes to D. Just 5 to shoot. Okafor with a screen on him. Beal from long range. Good.
This is great. 3-pointers going down quickly at both ends.
Yeah, it took them no time to answer back on that possession. You know, after losing Jeremy Lin going into last season, guys, I think some fans were concerned that the team might slip back to isolation basketball and their offense would stagnate, but instead they flourished as a 3-point shooting team.
Here's T. Rebound by Anthony. The Knicks have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Doris Burke had a chance to catch up with head coach Randy Whitman. Doris, what do you have to say?
He said that they will be focusing a lot of their defensive effort into slowing down Carmelo Anthony. I asked him for specifics, and he said, Melo is such a dynamic player, there really isn't any single thing we'll do that will be the answer. Instead, we're just going to throw everything we have at him and see how he handles it. Guys?
All right, Doris. Here comes John Wall. 23 points his last outing. And back to the Knicks personnel moves. You got to give them a lot of credit going out, finding shooters, defenders, and Steve playmakers to surround their star players.
Yeah, they ended up with Bargnani, putting him at the kind of the shooting 4 spot, adding another three-point threat. The Knicks are always going to be aggressive personnel-wise. This was already a good team, second-best record in the East, but they're looking to get better.
Smith drives in. Here's Felton. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
In his return to New York, I tell you, Raymond Felton looked to have his best season yet as a pro. He came in and made plays and filled the void left at the point guard spot for the Knicks.
And for Felton, I guess just something in the water in New York, huh, Stevie? He's played his best basketball in the big city.
Yeah, he had a good run there several years back before he was traded to Denver as part of that Carmelo Anthony trade. And now that he's back in New York, Felton once again having a terrific impact on that team.
Now here's Wall, averaging 20 points per game. Dean, soft touch off the glass.
Good job there, recognizing the mismatch and then just going straight up with the shot. He's got a major height advantage.
Felton off the pick from Chandler. Chandler with a screen for Felton. It's Anthony with the drive. And that comes off the assist by Raymond Felton.
What's interesting for me to watch with Mike Woodson as head coach in New York is the exciting floor spacing offense they started playing last season. In Atlanta, he'd been known for a grinded out isolation play style, but has actually tweaked his approach a little bit, and that's been impressive.
Now here's Nene. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game.
And they're nearly perfect from the floor early on. 4 of their first 5 shots they've drained.
Here is Felton, trailing by 5. Chandler with the screen on Beal. Felton kicks to Smith. The Knicks rebound. Outside Anthony. Backing down. Tries again. And that one comes up a bit short. And back to Mike Woodson, not a flashier, high-maintenance type of personality. He keeps it on the level, and I think, Steve, the players appreciate that.
The players definitely like that. He's very quiet on the sidelines, but not afraid to get in your face when necessary. And I think that's a really good temperament for a coach to have. In general, I think he's a guy who is very well respected around the league and did an excellent job with New York a season ago.
That one misses.
A slow start to the season for the Wizards last year, but they were able to rally and turn things around in part because of how they were able to play at home. Winning at home, always the easiest way to jumpstart a streak.
Now, here's Felton. Really struggled in the loss against Indiana. Anthony kicks to Felton. That's a 2 from Smith. Offensive rebound. Chandler's shot. Good.
You got to put bodies on the glass right there. They just are not getting it done on the boards.
Yeah, they've got to do a much better job of going harder than that to the glass.
Here is Wall. Here's Nene. And another miss by Washington. Winning at home, a big part of how the Wizards turned things around. Ended up with a 22-19 record, which is something considering they dropped their first 5 here in D.C.
Well, it was interesting. Once Wall came back from the injury, things started to come together. You have the veteran front line with Nene and Okafor, good shot blocking. It's a pretty well-rounded team, and I think finally things are looking up in Washington.
Kevin Sheriff, and he's jumped in for Washington.
Wow, just a tremendous first quarter shooting the basketball for them, guys.
Yeah, when they put it up, it's gone in.
Wall against Felton. Now the feed to Stoudemire. Kicks to Carmelo. Taken away by Nene. And here's the fast break. Beal leading the way. No good from Dean.
He's far too tentative in the paint, and even more so when the defender is up tight on him like that time.
Good. Now here's Wall. Pass to Dean. It's Beal on the wing. 6 to shoot. And he overshot that one, missing.
He thought he could knock that one down, but the defense was really all over him.
And counts the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
You know, some...
Wall dishes to Beal. Back the Wall. Into Nene. Chandler on him. Nene the pass to D. Chandler with the steal. Beal and Ariza fill out the perimeter. Nene is out there with D. And it's Wall in at the point guard. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington. Here's Ariza.
That's foul number 2 on him. It might not warrant sitting him entirely, but you know, another one before halftime, they could be in some trouble.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
Well, Trevor Ariza is not really a great offensive player. I mean, but defensively now, that's a different story. He's a stopper. He's got good length and athleticism. And I like the intensity he plays with. This is a guy that only played 1 year of college basketball. He's made a nice career for himself in the NBA.
Felton kicks to Stoudemire. Back to Felton. Smith. And the Knicks miss again. Out to Anthony. The second chance effort. And he connects with the jumper. Anthony's got 13.
Well, I like the way he orchestrated in tight that time, fellas.
Nene setting the pick for Wall. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. And the Wizards lead by 3. In for Ariza. You remember that postseason with the Lakers, Steve, back in 2009? He shot the lights out.
Yeah, and you wondered at that time whether the light had really come on for him offensively. But, you know, I think he's still a player who's best suited rebounding, defending, being a hustle guy, an energy player. And when he makes shots, it's just kind of gravy. But really, it's about everything else with him.
Good description.
Strong rebounding, and he's rewarded with the easy putback.
All with it. 6 points for him. Ariza gets a screen from Wall. Ariza dishes to Wall. Right side Wall. 5 on the clock. The Wizards need to get a shot off here. No good from D. And here is Felton, averaging 12 points a game. Here's Stoudemire, and that comes off the assist by Raymond Felton. Felton has got 4 assists in the game. For the New York Knicks, they come into this one following a loss to Indiana.
And that result was no surprise, Clark, because they played very loose with the ball that night.
Yeah, they were carefree. Footloose and fancy-free with the ball doesn't get it done. And how often do we see it, Steve? The team that loses the turnover battle loses the game.
J.R. Smith on the wing. Outside Anthony. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. Anthony's got 6 here in this quarter.
A large part of what they've been able to do here is centered around his offense.
Felton against Wall. He passes to D. He's against Stoudemire. Ariza passes to D. The Wizards working the ball around now. Shoots the 3. The Knicks pull it in.
Well, the defense recognized how dangerous he is out there and got right up on him. Didn't give him any space.
Felton off the pick from Stoudemire. Puts up a 3. And there's J.R. Smith on the assist by Felton. Guys, this offense very effective.
Going right at him.
And this is where you just start picking apart the defense, and now you take their confidence away. You can really take control of this game.
And Hardaway gets it to go.
Another pass put right into the shooter's pocket, right in the shooting pocket for a terrific assist. They've done a lot of that today.
Yeah, it's something we haven't seen much of at the other end of the floor, though.
Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Yes, gentlemen, D in their last game against the Raptors was simply terrific. He had 27 points and also dominated with his excellent defense and rebounding. Truly impressive numbers from him in a stellar performance. What a special night.
All right, Doris, thank you. It really was a stunning performance, Clark. He was at his absolute best in this game.
Yeah, and the only thing about having a game like that, Kevin, is that it's almost impossible to duplicate it here tonight.
Well, nobody's expecting that, Clark, and they don't need him to do that. If he's even half as good as he was that night, it should be enough. A little confusion defensively.
Yeah, you know what? He sent the D a little message with that three.
Picked by Okafor. D passes to Temple. Tried to come right back with the three of his own, but it's no good.
Boy, have they been hitting the glass hard or what? Kind of surprising it's such a tight game.
Yeah, you're right. Very rarely will you out-rebound an opponent like that and not have it pay off.
And the foul on Pablo Frigioni. That's his first foul.
Looked to me like the defender didn't get squared up and get his feet set.
Good work by the officials. A nice call. That play can be tough to judge sometimes.
Wizards making a switch here. Nene's checked in. Okafor, the pass to D. 6 on the shot clock. Guarded by Shumpert. Feeds to Temple. D fires from 18. Temple gets the bucket.
They're going to take tough outside shots. I mean, they're better off just firing from the three-point line.
Yeah, I agree with it. I mean, if you're going to be back there near the three-point line, you might as well take the three. Just step back and knock it down.
And World Peace kicks to Frigioni. Back to World Peace. And he's good on the three ball. World Peace has got 6 points in the quarter.
You know, last season, guys, the Knicks put up a bushel basket full of threes, and with the shooters they had, you could see why they shot as many threes as they did. They had excellent shooters from behind the arc, and it also served Carmelo Anthony well because it opened the floor for him.
Temple, and right away they match it with a three-pointer of their own. Temple's got 5 now. Temple. We've got 1:23 left to play here in the second quarter. Hardaway for 3. The shot is off, and it's Washington the other way. Well, Clark, as you said about the Knicks last season, the offensive game plan was take some threes, take more threes, and then some more threes after that. Steve, I know you like that. They led the entire league in threes taken. In fact, they set the all-time record for threes made in a season.
Well, they were unbelievably proficient from long range. I mean, they had games where they'd take 40-plus threes, almost unheard of. But it's the way they played. And when you can surround Carmelo Anthony with shooters like that, it makes it tough to guard.
Temple to pass to D. It's Ariza on the wing. The pass to D. He dishes it to Temple. Passes it to D. And the miss, not the best shot selection there.
He's just trying to get something going, but that's not his shot. That's too far out.
And no way is that going to endear him to anybody on the coaching staff.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And Frigioni kicks to World Peace. Frigioni back to World Peace. From outside, off the mark. Here's D. And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. And a tight game here as we end the first half.
Now, presented by Sprint.
And it is halftime. I'm Damon Bruce, and
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Welcome back to Washington, D.C. A view of the Capitol, the Washington Monument, and beyond that, the Lincoln Memorial. Carmelo Anthony really has his fingerprints all over this one.
He is a dynamic scorer, guys. That much we know. I'll tell you what, his talent was on full display there in the first half.
Steve, he is a hard man to keep down, and so far, they've been unable to do it.
While we've got a moment, let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. Setting the floor for the Knicks. Anthony, Stoudemire, and Chandler, their front line. The guards, Ray Felton and J.R. Smith. That's a 2 from Smith. Rebound by Nene. Nene's got his 3rd rebound on the night.
J.R. Smith, last season's 6th man of the year, averaging 18 points per game off the bench for the Knicks. What a fantastic season.
Felton against Wall. Smith kicks to Stoudemire. It's good, the assist that time from Smith. That's 10 points for Amari Stoudemire.
Heads-up play there, guys, on the assist and the finish.
And for J.R. Smith, the New Jersey native, right at home, Clark playing for the Knicks.
And you knew he had the talent to be special. He just had to put it all together and had a big season. The first player since '90 to come off the bench and score 30 or more in 3 straight games, Kevin. He's simply a bucket maker.
For the Washington Wizards, they come in off the loss to the Raptors in Toronto.
I didn't like the defensive game plan they had going into that one. It just seemed out of whack. The matchups were wrong, and they didn't bring the energy necessary either.
You know, it was befuddling to me why they stuck with that, Steve. I mean, they dug themselves a hole, and then they didn't make the changes they should have to get out of it. Didn't make any good adjustments there.
He feeds it to Beal for the tie, and the shot is good. Beal's got his second bucket of the night.
Oh, he's going to keep banging those home if you give him that much space.
Felton kicks to Anthony. Felton sets a screen for Anthony. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's on Nene.
And when Melo attacks off the dribble, I think that's when he's really at his best. He's got excellent ball handling skills and footwork for a player of his size. And whether putting the ball in his hands in the pick and rolls or just isoing him in that pinch post area, he is very tough to defend when he gets ahead of Steamboat.
Pass to D. Okafor with a screen on Anthony. It's Beal on the wing. They grab their own miss. Second shot opportunity. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Well, he's someone who can just demolish you on the glass, and that's really his goal when he goes into the game. He is looking to dominate the paint.
And something else he does that might not wind up in the stat sheet, but is still a big part of his game, his leadership defensively. Collectively, they're a much better team when he's on the floor.
And for Carmelo, attacking the rim makes a lot of sense. His three-point shot has been streaky over the years, but he looks like he's at least trying, Steve, to diversify his offense.
Well, I think he needs to attack more often. He can settle for threes. Sometimes he has a tendency to do that, but he's so strong and so quick that I think he's best suited when he really attacks the hole and gets to the foul line.
Right around 3 minutes into the second half. Wall dishes to Beal. Nene, guarded by Stoudemire. Puts one up from 19. And it's off the back rim. No good. For New York, they've gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. Anthony with it. Picked up by Nene. Gets it to go. And now it's a 4-point Knicks lead. The Wizards have gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Nene, the screen. D passes to Nene. There's the killer two-handed slam.
Well, I tell you what, it was the good pick that was set that turned him loose.
And once he got around it, Steve, it was smooth sailing right to the hole.
Well, because of the pick, he had plenty of room. That's why he was able to power down that slam.
Felton kicks to Smith. Back to Felton. The dish to Stoudemire. Shot clock at 6. And it's out of bounds. The Wizards will take it the other way. Let's take this moment to bring you a leaderboard featuring a very well-rounded group. The top rebounding small forwards in the NBA the last 10 games. Third is Carmelo Anthony.
You know, the work they do on the boards is such a big part of all these players' games. They play much bigger than the grand majority of small forwards in this league.
And I think it's an area that they all take pride in, Steve. They know they can score. That's expected of their position, but where you separate yourself is going after rebounds. And these guys are really determined to excel in that part of the game.
Let's take a moment here to see some of the numbers for Amari Stoudemire. 5th in field goal percentage. And he's also blocked enough shots to put him in the top 15 in that important defensive category.
And you go back to his shooting percentage just for a minute here, Steve. I mean, you think about it. What makes a guy a high percentage shooter? Well, you take the shots that you work on. You don't take bad shots. And You let the game come to you. You don't force shots.
Trevor Ariza's checked in for Nene. And so he's able to get 1 of 2.
Last season, Emeka Okafor was healthy after a tough spell of injury in New Orleans, guys. I mean, he bounced back and then some with his rebounding numbers on a per-minute basis.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Well, guys, J.R. Smith is a player who has faced his share of criticism over the years. Coming into last season, he said, I looked my career over and realized I never won anything. I'm lacking discipline. I have to show people a different side of me. That I can be more positive, humble, and be more of a team player as opposed to just trying to do everything myself. And it paid off as he won the 6th Man of the Year award. Coach Mike Woodson said, quote, I'm so proud of him. He bought in. He put in the time, and he worked his tail off. A great story, Kevin.
Well, you have to like that focus on the team first. Thanks, Doris. Stoudemire dishes to Smith. He kicks it to Felton. Fires the 3. Blocked. And here we go. The Wizards fast break. Here's Beal to tie, and it's good on the way up. 7 points for D. New York's gotten the three-point shot off 16 times tonight. 7 times they've hit it. 9 times they've missed. Felton kicks to Anthony. Back to Felton. Smith. New York moving it around. Anthony's shot is off. Washington's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. All with it, now Felton defending. Felton against Wall. Dishes it to Okafor. Back to Wall. Down to 5 on the shot clock. A finger roll finish at the buzzer. Wall's got 14 points for the game.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
I agree. They need more energy in the post, maybe some double teaming. They've got to get their defense in gear.
Felton kicks to Smith. And again, it's the Knicks missing.
For the Wizards, I thought injury is a big reason they didn't have the season they hoped for. They do have some things they can build off of, though. The one that sticks out to me was how they were able to improve their defense last year and became pretty good at limiting easy shots.
A different look for New York. Bargnani comes in for Chandler. And it's Iman Shumpert in for Stoudemire. Doubled by Felton. The pass to D. It's stolen by Iman Shumpert. By himself. Throws down the breakaway jam.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
Well, it feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
Back to Wall. Just 5 on the clock. Ariza a screen on Smith. Taken away by Felton. Outside Anthony. Back to Felton. Out to Smith. From past the arc. Smith missing again. And going back to what you said, Clark, about the Wizards, they did improve dramatically in terms of defense and one of the top 10 Ds in the league. Steve, not bad for a team that is clearly building around youth.
And that's a great sign, because normally when you have young players, you struggle defensively more than at the offensive end. So this is a group that has plenty of potential. And I think we're seeing that this season as they continue to get better in terms of rebounding and defending the paint.
That's some more rugged play from them inside. They have a decent edge in rebounds thus far.
And that hard work on the boards needs to continue. That could be what swings this game eventually.
Here's Felton. Gets the bucket and the foul. That one is on Ariza.
Boy, that was impressive, Clark. He did not hesitate to take the ball right up against the bigger defender.
Boy, I like that aggressive mindset there, Steve.
And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats for the Knicks?
Their activity at the defensive end, Kevin, has been really impressive, attacking and coming away with steals.
They've worked hard tonight at crashing the boards as well. They've had a bunch of second-chance points. Guys, it was no secret that last season the Knicks were really a perimeter-oriented team. They had some solid inside players, but basically those inside guys were there to set screens and defend and rebound. It was up to Melo and the other perimeter guys to carry the offense.
And the shot is good. The Knicks with the lead. This game is finished. They'll be off to Portland taking on the Trailblazers. That'll be the second on the road in the midst of this long 4-game road stand. And here's Anthony from the arc. Good. Anthony's got 7 now in this quarter. Well, Clark, back to what you said last year about the Knicks. Last in points in the paint, only about a third of their points inside. Very little around the basket, Steve. It became an issue at times.
Well, it was an interesting group, Kevin. So many shooters. Carmelo really represented their only low post threat. Even Tyson Chandler and his baskets were mostly offensive putbacks. So it was almost small ball all season long, but it was very interesting to watch.
A different look for New York. Tyson Chandler, he's checked in for Bargnani. Hardaway comes in for Carmelo Anthony. And it's Udrih in for Raymond Felton. Back to Shumpert. Pass to Hardaway. The feed to Udrih. Clock at 6. World peace on the way. Here's Chandler. No good. Excellent D there from D. Wizards trail by 4. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Can't connect from 13 feet out.
You know, that's a problem he has. I mean, not being able to knock down that open jumper. I think it happens far too often.
And Shumpert kicks to world peace. It feeds to Udrih. Some nice passing by New York here. Hardaway passes to Udrih. Hardaway puts the lead pass in front of him. And the dunk by Chandler. Well, now they're just going to town on him.
Yeah, you'd think these defenders would have done a little more to put a stop to that stuff, Kevin, but so far, no go.
Well, a phenomenal aerial assault there, fellas.
Passes it to D. 1:29 left in the third quarter of the game. Here's Rice. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. Rice has got 4 points this quarter.
So far, going for more of an inside game here in the second half, and I like that. A little smash mouth basketball, taking it inside.
And it's blocked, but they recover it. Kicks to Hardaway. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Wizards trail by 4. Maynard the pass to D. Nene with the screen on Chandler. He dishes it to Maynard. Drills it from outside. Maynard's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
And Shumpert kicks to Udrih. Shumpert launches a 3. Rebound, Washington. Ariza's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. D, guarded by Hardaway. Maynard kicks to Ariza. Shot clock at 6. He feeds it to Nene. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist. Nene's got 4 points in the quarter. Clark and Steve Neater's side has relented a bit in this back-and-forth affair.
Well, 8 lead changes, Kevin, so far as the teams are battling it out here in the third.
It's all building towards what could be a great finish. This will be fun to watch.
Basketball season is in full swing, so come out and enjoy live NBA action with your Wizards. Multi-game packages still available to see D, one of the best in the league. Come fly with us.
Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the fourth quarter. A terrific game so far. Nene at the 4, Okafor at the 5. Wall and Beal together in the backcourt, and it's D in at the small forward position. That's the 5 on the floor for the Wizards. Felton off the pick from Chandler. The shot's good from Smith.
He's putting on a commanding performance here. He's hit 2 3-pointers in each half now.
Washington trailing. Outside, Wall. Nene setting the pick for Wall. Pass to Nene. It's rebounded by New York. Chandler's got 9 rebounds now tonight. Smith dishes to Felton. Stoudemire outside. He passes to Carmelo. Kept alive. Chandler. Boom! He jams it straight down.
A high-quality shot is almost always going to come off a rebound like that.
And Clark, he is so good at working his way inside, holding off the defenders under the glass, and being in the right position.
Knows how to use his body.
Yeah, and I just like the way he persistently pursues the pumpkin.
And there's the pass to D. And that comes off the assist by John Wall. Wall's got 3 assists tonight. Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the 4th. Smith right side. The 3. That's good. Smith's got 9 points here in the second half.
He's showing no signs of letting up here.
Wall gets a screen from Beal. Wall with it. Now Felton defender. Wall. That's good.
Ran his man straight into that screen to open the lane up for the hoop.
New York's gone 2 of 3 in the 4th quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Chandler with the screen on Wall. Okafor comes in with the double team. Wall, and a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. So it's Washington now. For Washington, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the 4th quarter started. We're in the 4th quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. To tie it up. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
You know, adding an outside shot is going to be the key to whether John Wall is a good player or a great one. He's shown he has the speed, but until he can force defenders to respect that outside shot, everyone is just going to back off him.
Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over. And Wall, a good free throw shooter, over 80% from the line last season. So, Clark, it's not like the form on his shot is broken at all.
No, it's got some issues, though.
Yes, it does.
And it's going to be a matter of practice, Kevin. Before reaching the NBA, he was so much more explosive than other players. He didn't need to settle for the jumper. For him, it's about balance and consistency with those mechanics on his shot.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Thank you, guys. I got a chance to hear what Randy Whitman was saying to the team. He was not at all satisfied with their effort level, saying, we're losing the hustle plays and all the 50-50 balls. We simply can't win that way. We've got to get after it. Let's see how they respond, Kevin.
Passes to D. Tyson Chandler pulls it in. Chandler's got 11 rebounds in the game.
You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it.
That's good. Now it's a 5-point Knicks lead.
They have got to put a body on it, because otherwise, with his agility and athleticism, they're not going to be able to contain him on the offensive glass.
Wall passes to Beal. Back to Wall. 5 to shoot. Nene setting the pick for Wall. Well, high post shot. And the shot is long. New York leading by 5. It's Anthony with the drive. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. Anthony's got 9 points now in just the second half. Well, the Wizards shooting 52% from the floor. Nice work so far from them. Pass to D. Nene with the screen on him. D passes to Nene. The kick out to Wall. Washington gets it back. Now the pass to D. Okafor with the screen on Anthony. D passes to Wall. Wall gets a screen from Nene. Hit his leg. And the official saying it was kicked. Outside, Wall. Pass to D. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Wall. Shot to stop the drought. And the basket good. Wall's got 6 here in this quarter.
Boy, they're doing a nice job, a really good job of getting second chances here. And that's a great way to cut into that lead. I mean, nothing is more demoralizing to a defense than putbacks.
Felton kicks to Stoudemire. Stoudemire left side. And here's Felton from the arc. Can't get it to go. And it's Washington the other way. They'll face the Lakers after this one. That'll be at home. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand. Here's Wall. It's rebounded by New York. Anthony's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. The dish to Felton. Puts one up from 19. And the Knicks getting another bucket right there. Wizards trail by 6. Now Wall. Back to Okafor. Tipped away. And it's blocked by Chandler. And out of bounds as the Knicks gain possession. The Knicks leading by 6. Outside, Felton. He kicks to Carmelo. With the lead pass. Stolen by Nene. Dean covered by Anthony. Chandler with the steal. Felton against Wall. It's off his foot. And it's being called a kickball. Felton kicks to Smith. Some nice passing by New York here. Outside, Felton. Shot clock at 5. A jump hook. And again, it's New York.
And his confidence has come back since halftime after really a rough first 2 quarters.
Outside, Wall. Inside, a great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
Grown man's power flush with the long hang on the rim at the end of it.
Clark, that could be a catalyst for him.
I think you're right.
Well, we've seen these kind of plays get them going in the past, that's for sure.
Smith drives in. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
Now, sometimes when you're at a height disadvantage, that's the way to attack. Go right at your defender.
Can you believe the job they're doing at the foul line since halftime? I mean, they've been perfect so far.
Yeah, sometimes it's contagious. Everybody starts to get comfortable and relaxed, and everything goes in the hoop.
Beal from long range. And that comes off the assist by John Wall. Wall's got 5 assists in the game.
And he's someone the defense has to keep track of at all times because, you know, even when he doesn't have the ball, he moves so well without it. He's constantly a threat to catch and shoot.
And Steve, just like you, when you shot, you had a favorite spot on the floor when you played. His favorite spot seems to be that 3 from the corner.
Yeah.
Offensive rebound, Anthony. And Okafor with the block. An even 3-on-3 break. Beal with it. Now Stoudemire defender. This is to Beal. With the shot. Again, the Wizards good for 2.
I love it when a player like this shakes off a poor first half and comes back strong like he has, showing a lot of confidence in his game.
And here we go. Washington fast break.
Oh! Are you kidding me? That was a power punch right there.
Great.
Now, that was an incredible reverse throwdown right there. Tremendous body control.
I'd even go as far as say, Clark, that was a punctuation dunk.
I can feel that.
Sending a message.
Yes, sir. A message, and put it on the highlight reel for later.
Incredible timing on the alley-oop.
He absolutely hammered it down.
And that's the play we're going to remember when this game is all said and done.
Benet setting the pick for Wall. Tries to keep it alive. And so it looks like Washington will retain possession here. Shot from the inbound. Felton with some nice D.
Well, they've had the advantage in rebounding all night, but none bigger than the one right there.
Chandler with the screen on Beal. Pass to Anthony. Poked loose. 6 to shoot. A finger roll finish at the bucket. And it's a 6-point Knicks lead.
Late reaction from the defense, and he's always going to make good on that.
Outside, Wall. Outside for Beal. Back to Wall. Wall gets a screen from Okafor. It's Wall with the draw. Banked in off the glass. Wall's got 10 points in the quarter.
This quarter has brought out the best in him, fellas. Even though they're still trailing, he's been impossible to contain.
A minute 42 left to play here in the fourth. Smith for 3. And that comes off the assist by Raymond Felton. Felton's got 9 assists now tonight. Here's Wall. Back to Nene, and it's blocked by Chandler. Wall against Felton. Gives him the lead pass. And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
He's their go-to guy. When he shoots the ball like he has today, that's what the scoreboard usually looks like.
And when you take a look at what the story under the glass has been, tremendous presence under the basket.
Yeah, you said it. Tremendous presence. You're right. It definitely has been. And it might come down to the final possession. That key rebound.
Wouldn't that be something? And Wall. Here we go now. Shot clock at 6. Makes it off the glass.
And that is clutch shooting, making the most of his opportunities here in the fourth.
New York's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc since the final quarter's gotten underway. Felton with the ball. He's picked up by Wall. Stoudemire dishes to Felton. Got a piece of it. It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. Baseline try. Second chance shot. It's laid in by Stoudemire. And the Knicks lead by 10.
And the crowd here, of course, not happy about the outcome. But you know what? We saw a team tonight that came in prepared to do battle on the road. And they clearly wanted to win.
You know, they were determined to steal this game. And they showed it, Steve. Played harder and got the job done.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Guys, they can just sit on the ball here if they want to.
Sure can, because they've earned the win.
And that one's good, Anthony.
And they're not finished yet. They're going to make sure about this win.
Yeah, that's how you close out a game, Steve.
Wall fires. Another one falls for Washington.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a nice look.
Poor job by the defender to not fight over or around that screen.
Now Smith. So it's New York picking up the win. It was a solid win, Clark.
Yeah, it was, and I think it came down to will more than skill. They went out and got this one.
So that'll do it for now for Clark Kellogg's.
That was a game you must have felt like you let slip away. What was the mood in the locker room following a loss like this?
We we weren't very happy, I can tell you that much. A couple of the guys had some things to say, including myself. It's games like that where your flaws are really magnified, you know? So we wanted to make sure to get it all out in the open so we can put ourselves in a better position moving forward. Sure, we lost the game, but I think we'll be able to take some positives from it that will help us with the rest of the season.
Welcome, everyone. This is what you've been waiting for. The NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. And now a quick check of our starting lineups for both teams. A factor in every game. Pau Gasol will be on display.
Well, he's such a versatile scorer offensively. I mean, Gasol's a guy who shoots with range. We saw him even make some threes last year for the Lakers. But really good at the mid-range area, and he'll just punish smaller defenders down on the block with either hand.
And, you know, some have labeled him a finesse big man, Steve, but I think he's consistently one of the league leaders in offensive rebounds. You can't be a finesse guy and gobble up offensive boards. He's got that big height advantage, especially at power forward.
Looking at the Lakers, they took the win in their last game against Sacramento. Guys, kind of a battle there. They pulled out a 4-point win, though.
And, Kevin, they played such terrific defense in that game. It took a lot of pressure off them at the other end of the court.
Yeah, and you can't just pick one or two players out who stood out defensively. There was plenty of credit to go around. You know, offensively last season, guys, the Lakers just never seemed to be able to get out of their own way. I mean, they had the worst turnover ratio in the league, and they really struggled to take care of the ball. And even when they got up a shot, a lot of them were questionable shots. They shot the third most threes in the league, but were in the bottom half of the league in percentage. That's a quick foul to pick up here in the opening quarter.
Full 24-second shot clock. Here's Kaman. Playing Sacramento, he was nearly unstoppable. And out of bounds as the Wizards gain possession. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Hey, Kevin. Well, Mike D'Antoni had a few minutes for me. One player we discussed in detail is the young Bradley Beal. He said, I was a fan of his game from watching him at Florida. His combination of outside shooting and slashing make him a very tough cover. We're going to put pressure on him and try to take the ball out of his hands. And Kevin, Beal's such an intriguing talent. We'll see if he's able to put up some big numbers.
Thank you, Doris. Here's Kobe, following the basket by John Wall. Kobe goes in, makes it off the glass. And going back to the Lakers' offensive troubles last season, the worst free throw percentage, Steve, in the NBA.
And obviously that's attributed directly to Dwight Howard, because the Lakers also led the league in free throw attempts. So Howard was getting hacked. He really couldn't get it going. He made about half his free throws for the season. And that just really carried over into the team's performance.
Clock is at 3. And stolen by Kaman. And the dunk by Kobe.
Boy, extremely opportunistic defense leading to those points there.
That dunk, Clark, coming within seconds of the steal.
Love the way they convert from defense to offense.
But that's what happens when you get all 5 guys on a string defensively ready to react and make a play.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Well, pretty average numbers for him from the foul line, shooting about 75%.
I think it's been a struggle for him at the line. He's been scuffling this season. I mean, he's pretty well below the percentage that he shot a season ago, and not quite sure why.
They got right to the rim, but got hammered once he got there by the defense.
But that was a nice job taking it strong and forcing his way to the line. Well done. Well, I tell you what, guys, the Wizards were a volatile team last year. At times they looked really good. Other times they looked terrible. And that happened throughout the season. One place where they consistently looked better than their record was when they played against the Western Conference.
And going back to the Wizards playing against the West for a moment, they were relatively one of the strongest teams, Steve, in the East when playing Western Conference opponents.
Pretty interesting stat, isn't it? 14-16 against the West, which may not sound like much, but hey, that qualified for 5th best record in the East. So this is a team that really started to play well down the stretch and play well against good teams, too.
Young with the steal. And that one, no question, powered it down. There it is, guys, that Olay defense. Just watching him go, Clark, right by.
I think we might be seeing which team is ready to take control of this game.
Yeah, that's a dunk that could absolutely get them going. I agree, Clark.
Here's G. Tries again. The shot is off. Lakers have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Nick Young on the wing from downtown. Can't hit. And Washington the other way now. A tough loss coming against New York in their last game played.
I didn't like the defensive game plan they had going into that one. It just seemed out of whack. The matchups were wrong. and they didn't bring the energy necessary either.
You know, it was befuddling to me why they stuck with that, Steve. I mean, they dug themselves a hole, and then they didn't make the changes they should have to get out of it. Didn't make any good adjustments there.
Wizards trail by 4.
You know, it seems to me Nick Young is the perfect guy to have coming off the bench because he's a volume shooter and scorer who can get hot in a hurry. But I think his best role is to play him kind of in a Jamal Crawford type role.
Passes it to Nash. The feed now to Kobe. Kobe gets a screen from Gasol. 6 on the shot clock. And Kobe, here we go. Puts it up from 7. And you know that's going to be goaltending, guys. So that's a free basket right there.
He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
Now you can tell what the crowd thinks about that call.
Yeah, they erupted as soon as the whistle blew.
Wall against Nash. And Wall kicks to Beal. Shot on the wing. And he hits the jump shot. Beal's got his first 2 points. Going back to Nick Young, Clark, mostly a scorer.
He sure is, Kevin, an athletic 6'7" wing. I don't think there's any reason he can't be a plus rebounder and defender, but it's clear that his focus primarily has been on the offensive end.
Well, now they're just going to town on him.
Yeah, you'd think these defenders would have done a little more to put a stop to that stuff, Kevin, but so far, no go.
Well, a phenomenal aerial assault there, fellas.
Now here's Wall. He's coming off a 28-point game against New York.
Yeah, he picked his spots in that game, too, Kevin, because I thought he not only did a nice job scoring, but setting up his teammates as well.
Kobe dishes to Kaman. The kick out to Young. And another basket for the Lakers. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Lakers.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
Yeah, and I've noticed also that their quick hands have led to a lot of forced turnovers. They're getting some points in transition as a result.
Here's Wall. After the made shot from Young. D passes the Wall. D defended by Young. Shots good from D.
That's some tenacity inside, battling for the second chance points.
And here are the Lakers. They're on a 15-6 run. Nick Young on the wing. Back to Nash. Gasol setting the pick for Nash. The Lakers need to get a shot off here. Again, Young missing. Wizards trail by 6. Poked away, and so it looks like Washington will retain possession here.
A moment here now to see how the numbers look for Chris Kaman. 6th in blocks. And in terms of rebounding, he's in the top 20 in the league, so a guy who can really take care of the boards for you.
You know, Steve, he's doing what very few players in the league are really capable of, and that's impacting games through his low-post defensive presence, and he's one of the best shot blockers in the game in terms of his ranking, so no surprise.
It's Wall with the drive. No good from D.
Very porous defense down there by the hoop. He probably should make that one.
Nick Young on the wing. There it is. It's Nash picking up the assists. Young's got 10. Washington shooting a lowly 30% to start this game out. Wall passes to D. They set the pick. Inside. Here's Serafin. Gets to the rim for 2 with the T all over him. Los Angeles leading by 6. And here's Nash. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. And Young kicks to Kobe. Defended by Beal. Hill, no good. Here's Washington. And this is the first season matchup for them against the Lakers team.
And, of course, 2 teams in opposite conferences. They're only going to play twice, 1 on each team's floor.
Now here's Beal. Last game we saw him score 13. The kick out to Wall. Gets a very good look and converts. And now it's just a 4-point Los Angeles lead. Lakers have gotten 8 of their 13 shots to find the bottom of the bucket. I'll keep talking about, just the lack of meetings between these two teams from different conferences, and probably isn't a whole lot of hostility between them, not a lot of emotion, at least right now. All that being said, Clark, it still makes, I think, for a very interesting matchup.
I'd say so. I mean,
Kobe goes in. Wide open. And it's off the back rim. No good.
I tell you what, folks, I bet he won't miss that shot next time he takes it.
So the Lakers 5 right now. Inside the 7-footers, Gasol and Kaman. In the backcourt, Steve Blake and Kobe Bryant. And it's Johnson in at the small forward spot.
He's got a lot of inches on the defender in that matchup, and he can just shoot right over the top of him without worrying about being bothered.
The Wizards have gone 6 of 9 at the line.
Well, a coaching carousel for the Lakers last season. They made it only 5 games before firing Mike Brown. Then they decided to go in a new direction. And, boy, they went through 3 different head coaches before all was said and done. They never really were able to gain that consistency they were looking for.
And for those of you just joining us, in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. Here's the screen. Beal dishes the Wall. Just 5 to shoot. Rebounded by Kaman. And back to the Lakers' struggles last season. What do you think, Clark, were the main problems that held them back from being the kind of title contender that they thought they were, and a lot of people imagined they were?
Well, how much time do I have? 3 or 4 shot clocks worth? I mean, I think there were a number of issues, as you might expect. Injuries played a significant role, but I think there was discord over how they should play. Really no true identity. They were a big team trying to be small. A team without a number of shooters trying to spread the floor. An older team trying to go up tempo. Coaching change. And that transition.
Right, yes.
You had a lot of moving parts, and it made it very difficult for everybody, I think, and it showed in how the Lakers season went.
That's a good assessment. And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Yes, gentlemen, D in their last game against the Knicks made a big difference. He picked up 12 points and also got the ball moving around to get his teammates involved as well. It was just a solid outing for him and one that every coach likes to see.
Doris, thank you. Well, guys, he made play after play in that game.
Well, as he often does, Kevin, and we'll see. Maybe he'll explode again tonight because the momentum that he took away from that game, he's got to be feeling confident.
Well, I don't know if it'll carry over, but clearly the fact that you have a high-level performance in your recent memory bank has to do you some good. And like you said, Steve, we'll find out tonight whether it continues.
Here's Wall. Right now averaging 21 points a game. Pass to D. Back to Wall. Right side Wall. And stolen by Nash. Puts the lead pass in front of him. Beal with the steal. Outside Wall. He feeds it to Nene. He passes to D. And the foul called on Pau Gasol. That is his first foul of the game.
They tried to step in and cut him off, but just not quick enough.
And we have the benefit of replay, but I think they got that one right, which is the case most times, even though fans don't think so.
It's Wall with the drive. The pass to D. Will it go?
He just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it. The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening, Steve.
Oh, it's off the charts. It really is. And defensively, I mean, they have to start shutting down some of those lanes to the hoop.
Nash, the pass to Young. He dishes it to Gasol. 4 on the shot clock. Again, Los Angeles. Wizards trail by 10. Now here's Wall. There's a good screen. Here's the teardrop. Here's D. Second shot opportunity. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line. He is 3 for 3 from the free throw line. Trevor Ariza's checked in for Nene. That free throw good from D. Now Kobe. 17 points for him last game against Sacramento.
And he really competed defensively, too, Kevin. 3 steals.
Nash hits to Young. There it is. It's Nash picking up the assist. Young's got 13.
You know, it might have been overlooked because of the way Steve Nash has been able to get everybody involved throughout his career, but he became just the 5th player ever to reach the 10K assist mark.
Kobe against Beal. Nice D by Kobe.
Tell you, the defense was right there, just waiting, doing a nice job of anticipating that play.
Steve, every team needs tough interior defense to be successful.
Nash against Wall. Clock at 6. Kobe goes in. Here's Hill. And the layup's good off the glass. And it's a 12-point Laker lead. And for Nash, with the injuries last season and his role more off the ball, his assists, Steve, were way down last year.
He passed Magic Johnson on the all-time list, and this season, passing Mark Jackson. So with health, who knows? Maybe he can someday catch Jason Kidd.
Here's Wall. Here's D. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2. D's got 14 points. Here are the Lakers with the ball. They're on a 16-7 run. Nash kicks to Kobe. Pass to Gasol. Backing down. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Gasol's got his second bucket. We've got 28 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Here's Farmar. 5 points in the game. Johnson. Feeds to Farmar. And the Lakers get it back. Gasol kicks to Meeks. And another 3 for the Lakers. Just 4 seconds left in the first half. Here's Rice. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And we finish one half of basketball. Lakers ahead.
Now, presented by Sprint.
We're happy to be with you this Tuesday night. Keep it here on 2K Sports as we break down the first half. The Los Angeles Lakers in front against Washington. It's been a tough start for them this season. Looking to make up some ground here tonight. Nick Young has been productive.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And as we return to Washington, D.C., a look at the Capitol buildings overlooking the National Mall. An exceptional performance from D.
How about his scoring in the first half? I mean, he's looked like a different player out there today.
He really has, Steve. It's been a pleasant surprise for him, that's for sure. I mean, he really hit on something that worked in those first 2 quarters.
Nene at the 4, Okafor at the 5. Wall and Beal together in the backcourt, and it's D in at the 3. That's Randy Whitman's 5 as we get into the second half.
That's not an opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Nene, the screen. Back to Wall. Passes to D. Nene with the screen on Young. 5 to shoot. Beal from long range. Rebound the Lakers. Gasol's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Kobe dishes to Nash. Young outside. Gasol setting the pick for Young. Gasol passes to Young. Outside for Gasol. Nash from deep 3-point range. Okafor with the rebound. Okafor's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. D defended by Young. Kicks it to Wall. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Seemed to be all well and good when John Wall got back to playing about 2 months into last season. But before that, there was a time he was scared he would have to sit out the entire campaign.
And going back to Wall, he missed time with the repetitive stress injury, Clark, in his left knee.
And that's concerning, Kevin, because that is the launch knee for a right-handed player. I mean, he developed some wear and tear on the cartilage under his left kneecap, and that doesn't regenerate itself, you know. So long-term, it might be a problem because athleticism is a huge part of what John Wall is as a player.
Always has been, you're right. Pass to D. The Wizards working the ball around now. The dish to Beal. A baseline J, and the jumper falls for him.
He shouldn't be afraid to take that shot more often. He's solid from there.
Nash hits to Young. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Kobe dishes to Gasol. He kicks to Kaman. Can't get it to go. Excellent D there from Okafor.
And they've been off target now on 3 of the first 4 shots they've taken in this second half.
And the shot is good.
He had a whole lot of space to get that shot.
Yeah, I don't think the defender did a good job there of getting over the top of the screen.
And let's take a second to view a list of shooting guards who have been very dependable offensively this season. These 2 guards are the most accurate in the league. 5th best, Kobe Bryant.
Well, in tight or outside, these are all very reliable, very consistent shooters. You know, it's a safe option to put the ball in their hands and let them create something for themselves.
I'd say it's beyond a safe option. It's a great option. The ISO play was made for these guys. All they need is just a little room to operate, and you can count it up. Buckets.
Buckets. I like that.
Wizards trail by 9. All with it. He's got 8. Gives him the lead pass. The shot's good from D. D's got 4 points in the quarter.
Their second half has started quite well. They've been good on 3 of their first 4 attempts.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Guys, Otto Porter comes from a basketball family. He wore his mom's jersey number growing up, then switched to his father's number 35 upon being drafted. And he kept it in the family in one other way. He never played in the AAU system and just worked out against his own family. Tough family, and it's worked out for him, guys.
Yeah, Doris, a versatile defender and a smart role player. He's been a very nice addition. Back to Young. Nash outside. Nash gets a screen from Kaman. Nash hits to Young. Shoots it. Washington with the rebound.
Boy, we don't see that too often. No defender on him, and he just clanks the open jumper.
Back to Nene. He's up against Gasol. Goes up low, and the shot's good from Nene. Nene's got a second bucket tonight.
And now we can see them really working it inside.
Yeah, taking advantage of the defense, really pounding it down low.
Nash against Wall. Nash hits to Young. And here's the fast break. D passes to Wall. The dunk and the foul, a powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. I think it's Steve Nash.
Well, when they desperately needed to get things turned around, they were able to do it and claw their way back in.
And they fed off their defense just as much as their offense in putting this run together.
Jordan Hill, he's checked in for Chris Kaman.
Well, it was an ugly start to the season for the Wizards. Tried to revamp by trading for a host of veterans, but out of the gate, times were tough as they lost their first 12. Eventually got things turned around and were more dangerous when John Wall got healthy.
That's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession.
Kevin, let's take a look here to see where the Lakers rank in the NBA. 8th in rebounding, 9th in assists, and they're in the top half of the league in blocks. That's pretty good. Not too bad.
And the rebounding is really the key stat that I'm looking at right there with all those numbers you talked about, Clark. Yeah, this is a team that really tries to be physical, and when they're able to secure boards, that does a lot of things for them. It helps their defense, keeping teams from getting second chance opportunities against them, and it fuels their fast break.
D defended by Young. Wall against Nash. Wall passes to D. And that comes off the assist by John Wall. 22 points for D. The difference for the Wizards after Wall came back, as you said, Clark, was just day and night. They were so much more energized and seemed to relish the role of playing the spoiler for a lot of teams, Steve, down the stretch.
Yeah, they looked like a playoff team by the end of the year, and that's the challenge this season as we watch this club play it out. I mean, can they stay healthy? Can they continue that hot run that they had at the end of last year, and can that carry over into this one? Boy, you wonder what the score of this game would be if they weren't pulling down all these rebounds.
Love what I'm seeing from them in the paint.
It's Wall with the drive.
Oh, my goodness. Huge play.
Talk about putting something extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, Clark, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
Still, I mean, it's startling that he'd even try that right now.
And here's Nash. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Dishes to Young. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over.
Boy, that was impressive, Clark. He did not hesitate to take the ball right up against the bigger defender.
Boy, I like that aggressive mindset there, Steve.
Wall attacking. Dean goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
Well, that's how you send it. Two hands and hammer it down.
Ryan in the post, defended by Beal. They double-team Kobe. The feed to Nash. Nash, right side. On its way from Young for two. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Young's got 6 points in the quarter. Washington shooting it pretty well, close to 50%. Outside, Wall. Left side, Wall. The teardrop falls in. Wall's got 13.
I don't know what's happening to their defense. I mean, they don't have any effort, any purpose.
And it's really costing them. I mean, the last 5 baskets at that end have been on very easy looks.
Kobe kicks to Young, and it's blocked. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. You look at the Spurs. They like where they stand right now, perched in that topmost position. And, of course, Los Angeles, 6 games out.
Checking out Los Angeles. You know, they've stumbled out of the gate and are still searching for a way to get it moving in the right direction.
Well, there's time. I mean, they can right the ship, but they can't wait too much longer. They've got to dig themselves out of this hole, and the only way to do it is by defending and playing harder than what they've been doing.
He feeds it to Beal. Rebound the Lakers. Gasol's got 8 rebounds in this game.
Well, it's without question Kobe Bryant's always going to be known as one of the great scorers in the history of the game. But for the kids watching at home, it is really worth reminding you of this. He can do it all. He's fundamentally sound in all aspects of the game. He defends, he rebounds, he passes. To be one of the true greats, you can't just focus on one thing. You need to be able to do a little bit of everything and do it all well.
And defensively, they're starting to look for answers because ever since halftime, they've been disjointed out there.
And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a 3-point play. And for Kobe Bryant last season, right at the top among shooting guards and rebounds and assists.
And despite his workload offensively, he's a very good defender, too, especially on the ball. He's been all-defense 9 times on that first team, 12 all-defense selections overall in his career, tied with Kevin Garnett for the all-time lead in both categories.
Here's Johnson.
Oh, are you kidding me?
That was a power punch right there.
Oh, great. And we'll get a look at how the hustle stat game has been going for Los Angeles.
Their activity at the defensive end, Kevin, has been really impressive, attacking and coming away with steals.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
Here's Temple, and again, Washington with the triple.
That's 2 straight quick three-pointers they've allowed.
They better not make it 3 straight, because now all of a sudden you're looking at a hot streak.
Now Farmar. He's got 5. Johnson, that's for 2. Again, Los Angeles. Guys, close one here. No team getting a huge advantage.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, there have already been 5 lead changes, but nobody taking control of it.
A great matchup. I mean, these two teams really match up well talent-wise. I'm enjoying this.
Temple the pass to D. They set the pick. And the pass to Temple. Again, the Wizards good for 2.
Solid screen right there that freed him up for the jump shot.
Here's Farmar. Takes the lead pass. And Wesley Johnson with the slam.
That was some skill there. Nice use of the bounce pass.
1:16 left in the third. Ariza dishes to Temple. Back to Ariza. 3-pointer. No good. And the Lakers will go the other way with it. And even 3-on-3 break. Kaman kicks to Kobe. And it's sent back by Ariza. Farmar passes it to Hill. He passes to Kobe. He dishes it to Farmar. That 3 off the mark. Washington trailing. And following this game, they hit the road to challenge the Bucks at the Bradley Center in Milwaukee. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip. D passes to Rice. Feeds it to Temple. Nice ball movement by Washington. D is guarded by Johnson. Here's Ariza. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
The offense just getting right to the rim, but at least they saved the layup with the foul.
That's old school basketball rules. I mean, at the end of the day, no easy layup. Earn it from the line.
And the Lakers with some changes. Jackson comes in for Jordan Hill. And Steve Blake is subbed in for Kobe. Now Farmar. He's got 5. Back to Jackson. Passes it to Farmar. Kicks to Jackson. Good if it goes. Missed. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Wizards lead by...
On tap this Wednesday.
Welcome back as we get rolling once more. The 4th quarter right ahead in what's been a very well-contested game. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for Washington.
You know, block shots, guys, a clear indicator on the stat sheet of their excellent defense. I mean, leaving them no room to get off any shots.
Now, it seems to me that they're taking a lot of pride in their rebounding tonight, especially at the offensive end, guys.
So for the Lakers right now, inside the 7-footers, Gasol and Kaman. Steve Blake is out there with Nash, and it's Jackson in at the small forward. Nash with it. He's picked up by Ariza. Nash dishes to Gasol. Back to Nash. Pass to Kaman. Working on Okafor. Outside Jackson. And here we go. The Wizards fast break. Wall's shot is off.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
Nash against Wall. Jackson a screen on Wall. Right side Jackson. Right side Jackson misses off the right iron. The Wizards with the lead. Okafor with the screen on Jackson. No good from D.
Yeah, no excuses there. Got a really good look at the basket after being freed up by the foot.
We say it all the time. The execution was excellent. The result not as good, but good ball movement anyway.
Well, it's about time somebody scored. This is ugly.
Yeah, grit and grind ugly. That's how I would describe it. Every bucket counts double in a game like this one, or at least it should count double.
Blake with it. Pass to Jackson. The shot. And he connects with the jumper. The Wizards have gone 1 of 5 from the field here in the fourth. A lot of misses, just the one make. Now the pass to D. Okafor with the screen on Jackson. Back to Wall. The bucket is good. He'll have a chance for one more. I think it's Steve Nash.
Well, we've seen that more than a few times. An easy bucket in the lane.
Yeah, the interior defense simply has been lifeless.
And the Lakers making a change here. Nene's checked in. This all setting the pick for Nash. Young outside. The three. There it is. It's Nash picking up the assist. Nash has got his 6th assist on the night.
How about this performance in the face of the injury? Playing through a lot of pain out there.
D passes to Okafor. Passes it to D. And he banks in the layup. D's got 33.
A large part of what they've been able to do here is centered around his offense.
Nash kicks to Kaman. A look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Now the dish to Kobe. Defended by Beal. The fadeaway. Shot's good by Kobe. He's got 19.
He's gutsy. That's what I really respect about him. Seems like the more pressure there is, the more he enjoys the moment. So he is the guy you want taking the big shot at the end of a game.
And Steve, he's a player that's extremely hard to cool off. I mean, he picks up right where he left off after every break in the action, it seems. Timeouts, halftime, it doesn't matter. When he's hot, he stays hot.
Here's Wall. And the call will be against D. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
Well, you like it when a guy goes hard to the boards, but you have to be smart. He went right over his back on that one. Not a good play.
I think he was just over-anxious that time.
He kicks it to Kaman. Outside, Kobe. It's off his leg. And the official saying it was kicked. And that's out of bounds. The Lakers will retain possession. Chance now to check out the Washington Wizards' upcoming schedule. Next up for them, the Bucks in Milwaukee. And that'll be the first of a 2-game road trip for them. Wizards on D. They've allowed just 7 points here in the fourth quarter. Kaman. No good on the shot. A bit long that time. For Washington, they've gone 3 of 8 here in the fourth quarter. Okafor with the screen on Young. D passes to Wall. From 17 feet out. Wall with another miss. The Lakers trail. Nash outside. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. Back to Kaman. This is to Nash. 6 to shoot. Young outside to take the lead. There it is. It's Nash picking up the assists. Nash has got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Outside, Wall. The feed to Beal. He passes to D. Okafor, high post. They get a hand on it. Out of bounds. Wizards ball as Washington keeps possession. Here's a look at the schedule for the Los Angeles Lakers. They'll be off to Brooklyn for a meeting with the Nets after this one. That matchup falls in the middle game of this 3-game trip.
Well, you know the fans out in Brooklyn desperately hoping for their team to win that one.
Wall gets a screen from Okafor. Just 5 on the clock. Shoots a fader. Gets it to go. 19 points for John Wall.
How about that for a response?
We'll say they can give the 3 as well as they can take the 3.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Hey, Kevin, I was able to hear the advice Mike D'Antoni gave to his team during that break. He actually lit into them pretty heavily, saying, we're being way too soft on the inside. I'd better start to see some toughness and more shots being challenged. No more easy baskets. Pretty strong words, guys.
Thanks a lot, Doris. Pass to D. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. That's on Nick Young.
You know, there are a number of things that went wrong for the Lakers, and a lot of it led to them being a poor team on the road. They just didn't look like they were on the same page whenever they played away from Staples.
Back to the Lakers and their play on the road. It wasn't for their lack of scoring. They would put up just about as many on the road as they would at home. Steve, it's just that they wouldn't get the stops. The defense wasn't what they needed for road wins.
Well, if you're going to win on the road, Kevin, you have to get stops. And the Lakers didn't do that. And, you know, you think about this year, without Dwight Howard now, that defense is only going to get worse. So I would look for the road to be a major issue this year for the Lakers.
Kobe against Beal. Wall attacking. He feeds it to Okafor. Back to Wall. They get it back. Beal dishes to Wall. And there's the pass to D. Kept alive by Washington.
Multiple possessions have been the story of the game, and even with the big lead, this team continues to be quicker to the ball.
And the first one drops.
Points in the paint for the Wizards, really a problem area last season. Even with their revamped front court, it was not easy for them to finish at the rim. Maybe a full year of having John Wall healthy will help that because he creates easy scoring opportunities.
Being down 2 points instead of 1, thanks to the free throw miss, makes getting a stop here absolutely critical.
As for the Wizards, as you said, Clark, they ended up being the second worst team in the NBA when it came to points in the paint. But they just couldn't get much going from their bigs down low, Steve.
And some of that was the injury to John Wall early, because he's the one who has to set the table for those guys. But look, this is a team that has made some improvements. They're gaining some momentum. They've got some good young talent. I think that area, the points in the paint, is going to improve as this season goes on.
One of the oldest plays in basketball made that dunk possible.
That's right. A terrific screen right there, Steve. Allowed him to lose his man and rock it to the rim.
Well, don't you love to see players working together in that fundamental play? Fun to watch.
Kobe gets to Gasol. Out to Nash. Releases. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
You know, sometimes the intensity of the game can lead to brain-neutral plays like that, guys.
Wizards trail by 3. Now here's Wall. Count the basket and the foul. They get Paul Gasol.
Great move to the hoop, and I love the finger roll finish.
You know, last season, a lot of folks had the Lakers picked as the super team in the West, the team that would maybe challenge Miami and LeBron, but from the start, it just never was a cohesive group and really had one of the most disappointing seasons in the Lakers' history.
And it's Kaman missing.
Great defense there. You really have to challenge him at that range.
Here's D. Lays it up and banks it in. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back. Clark, as you said, the Lakers had a lot of lofty expectations put on them, but you never know what's going to happen when a team is put together. And, Steve, they just couldn't reach that bar that was set so high for them.
Yeah, the expectations were so high, Kevin, but injury issues cost them all season long. Nash, Howard, Powell, and, of course, Kobe with the Achilles at the end of the year. And that unit only started 7 games all season together, so they never really were able to develop any chemistry.
Time running low, guys, and somebody has got to win this one.
You know, quite honestly, Kevin and Steve, I mean, this game, as close as it's been, you really hate to see it come to an end.
I agree.
Well, then let's root for overtime. Why not?
Young passes to Kobe. Left side, Kobe. He dishes it to Kaman. And he draws body contact. Looked like a blocking foul, and he was in the shooting motion. So he'll head to the free throw line. That free throw, no good. That's off his run, so he misses both.
And he continues to search for his rhythm. It's eluded him to this point.
Here's D. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that, D's got 8 points in the quarter. Lakers have gotten exactly 2/3 of their shots to find the bottom of the net here in the fourth, 8 of 12. Young sets a screen for Kobe. This one for 3. Rebound by Nene. Nene's got his 5th rebound in this one. Okafor with a screen on Young. D passes to Wall. Just 3 to shoot. And it's good with time running down in the shot clock. And now a 3-point Wizards lead. .157 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Kobe. Nash. Feeds to Young. And it's Emeka Okafor with the rebound. And the Wizards with possession. They're on an 11-3 run. Wall dishes to Beal. Wall. Pass to D. And that comes off the assist by John Wall. Wall's got assist number 5 here tonight.
It's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint. I guess the good news is they've taken away the outside shot.
Well, you know what? It doesn't matter how good their perimeter defense is if they're going to allow inside looks as easy as that.
On its way from Young for 2. And good. He nails it. Young's got 13 points now in the quarter. And a big play there to mute the crowd.
Yeah, that one kind of took all of the life out of them there, Pep. Kind of quieted the voices in here, didn't it?
Okafor with a screen on Young. Here's D. Okafor trying to get open. Good!
Oh, fantastic quarter for him here in the fourth. I mean, efficiency personified here.
Kobe against Beal. Beal with the steal. Here's D. Good defensive work there by Young. LA has gone 3 of 4 from downtown here in the fourth. The open shot, Kobe. Count! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
Man, a pleasure to watch him work at that end of the floor.
We've got 33 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. D. The Lakers with the rebound.
Well, they're still within reach, but they need a hoop pretty much every time down the floor.
Well, they've got a little life, but they better execute every time.
A crucial basket.
They needed it, and he gave it to them.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
Yeah, you got to freeze the clock. I mean, that's the enemy in this situation.
A few misses at the line, and they're in good shape.
It's the first, and that will put them up by 2. And the second free throw, no good. A tough break there. LA's gotten a positive outcome on 7 of their 14 three-pointers in this game. Not bad at all. Nash outside. Back to Kobe to tie it up. It's off. And so it's Washington who's straight by with the win. It was tight, but they managed to come up with the win.
Nobody wants to lose a close game, Kevin. It's much better to win those tight ones.
Well, it's time to say so long. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. Now it's time to present our Jordan Player of the Game, D.
That might have been your best game as a pro. You had your best scoring output ever, so clearly something was clicking. Did this just happen to be a good game, or is this the type of level we're going to see you playing at from here on out?
Yeah, I was getting pretty lucky out there, no doubt. I even surprised myself with some of the shots I was hitting. But I'd like to think I can play at this level all the time, but I don't want to let nobody down if it doesn't happen. So let's just say I'll give it my best shot and see what happens. Hey man, I'm not coming in here with a vendetta or to act tough and demand a trade, but I really feel like a change of scenery is what I need for my career right now. You think that request is something you can honor?
I appreciate you coming to me on this matter respectfully. I know we've had our ups and downs, but I really respect your game. What ultimately led you to this request?
I think I'm just destined for bigger and better things than what this city can provide me. It's nothing personal, man.
I appreciate your candor, though I wish this could have ended a little better. Who knows, maybe I won't even trade you. It's my call, right? I'll throw some feelers out to the teams you're interested in, but why don't you give me a few teams? I'll try and make something happen here. I'll be in touch.
No doubt. All right, well, thank you. And good talk, man. I'll see you later.
Of course, we've got the upcoming game against the Bucks. I know you'll be ready.
taking that. Take that strong! buckets.